I must be careful to remember that.
And
Okay,
here
now we are on streaming.
it is better.
Yes, much better, Antonella. Now we can see you perfectly.
Yeah, because yeah, now
you
I
were
am
against
the
light.
Yeah, the light
I
is
mean,
better.
the light was behind you.
Yeah.
Good. Good. And Annette, hello Annette, how are you? Hi Roberto. Roberto is here as well. Okay, tell me something nice, Antonella.
What I can say? I can say that I find
Time has started.
Okay, I find a now game on my phone and my mobile is a crosswords. So I enjoy the crosswords.
Is it in English?
Yes, in English, of course.
Good. Can you share the link?
Maybe, I don't know, but it is very easy. And the name is, now I can find, is crosswords. Crosswords.
L'amico, la lezione, il modulo delle presenze al 16 marzo. Mi sa che, I think I have forgotten to send you the mail with the link to the, I did send you the mail with the link. Why is she telling me that I didn't do that? Okay, don't worry, I take care of that afterwards. Yes, sorry, what were you saying, Antonella? You've got to, you tried
nothing.
To share the link on.
No, I'm not, because it is in my mobile, and now I am with the computer, so I can't.
Okay, so what's the name of?
The name is Crosswords.
Simply crossword.
It is an app.
Shall we try? I'm not. Maybe it's under copyright. I don't know.
Maybe.
No,
and
no. Better not try.
It has a different level: easy, normal, hard, and you can choose the level, and you win some stars, and with these stars you can go after the level.
Yes. Yeah, perfect. I want to try that.
Yeah, it's very easy.
I want to try that too. I will. Thank you. Crosswords. It's an app, an application. Okay, right. Fantastic. What about you, Annette? Tell me something nice.
We are in springtime.
Yes, that's very nice.
And yes, I'm waiting.
And the sun is shining.
It's shining, sunny, and today is a palindrome day, you know? 22nd. 22nd,
March
yes.
is 03, 2022.
Yes, but it's palindrome. 223. If you read it from the contrary.
But there's a 3. March is the 3rd.
But if you start from the right side.
I want to try that.
It's the same, the same number.
So 2203 22.
No, don't put 0. I don't put 0.
Sorry?
If you don't put 0.
223.
Yes, 22322.
Okay, without the 20. Okay, yes. 22322. Okay. Now I understand. Yes, because I was thinking about 2022, but no 20, only 22. 22nd of March 22. Yeah. Okay. Right.
And today is the International Day of the Water.
Really?
Yeah.
Ah, that's interesting. Okay. So welcome, Sarah. Okay, she's gone. Roberto, tell us something nice.
That we are here.
That's very good.
Yeah.
We're still alive.
Yes.
And together.
Yes.
And together, and that's also very nice.
It's quite good, I think.
Yes.
No, I have a very good news from you, because I find out, I think, I look through the two actors I asked you the last time.
Yes, yes,
and
yes.
And I found out a word inside. It was very, very incredible. They are so strong. They are both from
Very good. Yes.
Shakespearean theater. They had the
Exactly.
good, brilliant experience in this, and they work together. They are 40 years that they are friends, and I found the word. So
Yes.
thank you. And also thank you to the Europol.
My daughter.
No, yes, for sure, your daughter, and also for the Europol that give us the cloud. Inside the cloud, it's possible to watch a lot of movie, many different movies of this, similar of this. So there is it's completely
That's
full
also
of.
very useful. Plenty of things to do if you have time.
Yes, I have time. I'm in COVID, so
I know. How are you feeling?
Now better with you.
Thank you. Thank you. But really, are you feeling not so well?
Strange, because I feel a little tired always, but it's okay. I could like
maybe I have COVID as well. I always feel tired in these days.
No. I don't.
I know.
Tomorrow I can do the tampone. I don't know in English tampone.
The test.
I do again the test tomorrow, but I'm not so sure. But I try to exit.
Yeah, you'll try and do it again. Yes.
Yes, for sure.
Right. Okay. Let's cross fingers.
Yes, both.
Both fingers. Even the feet.
Yes. Okay.
What about you, Sarah? Tell us something nice.
Something nice is difficult.
Aren't you happy to be with us? Aren't you happy to be with us?
Yes, absolutely, yes.
See?
Yes.
So, like Roberto said,
absolutely,
this is very nice. We are here together.
Yes, he's right.
Okay, so shall we wait a couple of minutes more to see if somebody else is coming, or shall we start? What would you prefer?
Whatever.
First of all, sorry, I have to give you the sign form, which I always forget. Nice. We are here together. So, wait a second. It's the 22nd of March today, so come on. 22nd of March. March the 22nd, 23rd. Here it is. Just a second. Okay, I want it in view form. So I'm posting it on the chat. Right, so you can sign your presence for the moment. And let's wait for a couple of minutes to see if somebody else is coming, and then we can start basically. Right. So, did you sign your presence? Shall we start? Now, my idea today, if it's okay for you, was to have a look at the listening part of the test, because we have already seen, haven't we? Please correct me if I'm wrong. The speaking part, the writing, and the, reading and use of English. We have seen reading and use of English, didn't we?
I don't remember.
Maybe I've done it with the other class.
Which is the use of English part?
Grammar, basically grammar. Okay, let's have a look at.
No.
Okay.
We didn't.
We didn't do that. Okay, we
No.
haven't done it yet. So let's go and have a look at that maybe. What do you think?
It's better.
So the writing part, the reading part, reading and use of English. Reading and use of English, just a second. B2. Sì, però there should be the explanation as well. Well, so many things I can never. Okay, reading and use of English. These are the examples, but there should be all the explanation. Listening, writing, listening. Okay, maybe. Okay, maybe this one. Okay, this is not what I had done a summary of this, but it's okay. Let's see if it's in maybe, wait a second. Give me 1 second more, and then if I can't find it, no. Okay, let's have a look at that. Maybe it's in the wrong. No, okay, doesn't matter. Let's have a look at that. Oh, I've already opened it. Okay, so what we need is, these are all exercises to discover how it works. What we need is, okay, the timing. Okay, the reading and use of English is made up of 7 parts. 7 parts. For a total of 52 questions. And the time you'll be given is 1 hour and 15 minutes. Okay, 75 minutes. There are different exercises, we will see them. And part 1, 2, and 3 are valued 1 mark each answer, and 7 as well. 1, 2, 3, and 7, 1 mark each. 4, 5, 6, up to 2 marks. So can be 2, 1.50, 1. Okay, it depends on, but the maximum of 2 marks. Okay, so in part 1, 2, 3, and 7, you can have 1 mark or 0. In part 4, 5, 6, you can have 1 mark, 1.50, or 2 marks. Right.
Now I realize that last week, last lesson, we did it.
Because, we did it.
Right.
Yes.
Because I remember that there is these 7 parts and 150 minutes. We fill the gap with
75 minutes, actually, 1 hour and 50 minutes. Okay, so do you want to try this one, or shall we move to the listening? It's up to you, no problems.
For me, it's the same. It's the same.
Okay, in part 1, there's a multiple choice. Okay, so there are texts containing gaps, and the 4 options. You have to choose the correct one. In part 2, it's an open close. Same text with gaps, but you have to put your own word. Then part 3, text with gaps, and the stem, the basic form of a word, and you have to take that word and change it so that it becomes an adjective or a noun or whatever it is appropriate to fill the gap. Okay, so you have to change the word given so that it fits into the gap. Can become an adjective or an adverb or a verb or a noun or whatever. Then in part 4, keyword transformation. You are given a sentence, then a keyword and a second sentence. You have to put the keyword into the second sentence so that it acquires the same meaning as the first sentence. Together with the keyword, you might need to add other words up to a maximum of 5. Minimum 2, maximum 5. Then in part 5, there's a multiple choice. So there are questions. Again, you have to choose A, B, C, or D. And part 6, a text. They took some sentences out of the text, and you are given the sentences in a random order, and you have to decide which sentence goes into which gap. And finally, part 7, again, multiple matching. Okay, shall we try one? Let's try an example. Now, I have found a very good, I hope it's not under copyright, but it shouldn't be because it's free. A very good site. Let's cross finger. A very good site, it's called English Ola. And here you can find many examples of English preparations for English Cambridge exams. Okay, so we decided to try the reading and use of English, didn't we? Reading and use of English, exercise 1. Okay, now this is part 1, and we are doing an exercise in part 1. So part 1, do you remember? You're given a text with 8 gaps. For each gap, you're given 4 possible choices, A, B, C, or D. And you have to decide which is the correct one. Okay, so, for example, who wants to start reading?
I can start.
Oh, thank you, Antonio.
Okay, silk is a natural protein fiber, some forms of which can be
into textiles.
Can
be stitched, woven, knitted, or crocheted. That's difficult.
Can you say can you see the text? Yes. Okay. Natural fibers, some forms of which can be the choices, please.
Choices are stitched, woven,
knitted is no.
Knitted è con ai ferri.
Con I ferri, vero?
Quindi no,
Okay.
direi di no. Brava, infatti io ho fatto così, ma tu giustamente hai fatto così.
Non ti vedo più perché c'è, ok. Ok, blue stitched, no, because stitched is with glue, I think.
Could be, or could be with the needle.
Okay. Woven, I don't know, woven.
Woven è tessuto.
Ok.
So
Stitched.
idea?
No.
What do you think, Roberto? What do you think, Annette?
I should say the first one, stitched, cucito.
Stitched? Silk is a natural protein fiber, some forms
Okay,
of
no.
which
I don't know the meaning of the second word, but it is not sweet. It's not stitched. I should choose woven. For
what about you,
exclusion.
Roberto?
I don't really know. I tried, but I am not so sure, so I don't want to try, just to try.
Okay, what about Sarah? Hi, Sabrina, welcome.
Hi, Maria Pia.
Yeah,
Hi, everyone.
not sure.
Hi.
No idea, Sabrina?
I don't know what is crotcheted.
Crochet è l'uncinetto.
Esatto, con
Ah,
l'uncinetto.
ok.
I should say woven. Sarà
Woven, perché
intrecciato.
woven è, come si dice in italiano? Come si fa con la lana? Filato, diciamo. No? Quindi,
Intrecciato.
sì, ottieni i fili praticamente.
Tessuto.
Non intrecci, però ottieni i fili. Quindi tessuto, sì, diciamo. Quindi woven.
Ok.
Woven. Ah no, come si fa? Devo tirarlo su? No, come faccio? Devo scriverlo forse?
Beh, lo stesso.
Ah, ok.
Ok.
Va bene. Poi, Antonella, can you go on a little bit more?
Okay, the protein fiber of silk is composed mainly of fibroin and is by certain insect
larvae to form
cocoons.
Quindi, and is produced, manufactured, invented, or offered.
Produced.
Do you agree, Roberto?
Perhaps B, manufactured.
Manufactured. What do you think, Annette?
Can I see the test, please?
Yes. The protein fiber of silk is composed mainly of a fibroin and is by certain insect larvae to form cocoons. Praticamente queste larve di insetto, per fare il loro bozzolo, fanno questa fibroide, questa
Produced.
What do you think, Sarah?
For me, is produced.
What do you think, Sabrina?
I think produced.
So let's go for produced. Right. Can you go on, please, Antonella?
Yes. The best known silk is obtained from the cocoons of the larva of the mulberry silkworm Bombyx mori, which is reared in
chains, cell, prison, captivity.
In captivity, no, ma in cell.
What do you think, Roberto?
For me too, perhaps. Cell. Yes.
Annette? Now, be careful because the sentence was, the best known silk is obtained from the cocoons of the larvae of this blah, 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 mix mori, which is reared in, che è allevato in?
Delle celle, sono ci sono le coltivazioni di bozzoli, se si chiamano.
Because I think that captivity is for mammals or not for larvae.
Yes,
okay, that's a point. I would have said captivity, but as you rightly noticed, maybe it's not used for larvae.
It is strange
Yes,
for a larva in
it's
captivity.
still an animal. It's still an animal, and okay, you decide. Personally, I would have said captivity, but maybe I'm wrong. So, what do you think, Sarah? Do you agree with Sal?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm choosing. I'm in doubt between captivity and cell.
What about you, Annette? Did you say cell?
Yes, I say cell, ma cell è cellula, vero?
Sì, cellula.
Yes.
Quindi la cellula non c'entra niente. Captivity.
Secondo me è captivity, però Sabrina...
But cell not is like cellette, no? Nelle
Sì,
celle, no?
Sì, potrebbe essere una celletta, una cella, sì. So,
Però non sono allevati nelle cellette.
anche secondo me, infatti.
They are in nature.
So,
we can try captivity.
shall we try captivity?
Okay.
Let's try
Captivity.
We can try.
captivity. So, who wants to go on reading? Chi vuole continuare a leggere?
May I go on?
Yes, thank you, Sarah.
So, the shimmering appearance of silk is due to the triangular prism-like structure of the silk fiber, which silk cloth to refract incoming light at different angles, thus producing different colors.
Ok, the shimmering appearance, quell'apparenza che brilla un po', of silk is due to the triangular prism-like structure of the silk fiber, which silk cloth to refract incoming light at different angles, which encourages, which tempts, which allows, or which forces.
See.
Okay,
Allows.
Do you agree?
Yes.
Yes,
Allows.
Allows. Okay. Right. Can you go on, please?
Silk is produced by several insects, but over the years, only the silk of moth caterpillars has been used for textile, although there has been some into other types of silk.
Okay. Used for textile, fabricating, constructing, assembling, or manufacturing.
Manufacturing, because
Do you all agree?
it is used for textile manufacturing.
Do you all agree?
I agree.
Yes.
Okay.
And there was another space.
Yes. Although there has been some into other types of silk. Some scrutinizing, probing, research, interrogation.
Research, I would say.
Do you all agree?
Can we see the text, please?
Yes. Over the years, only the silk of moth caterpillars has been used for textile manufacturing, although there has been some into other types of silk.
Research, okay.
Research, okay?
Yeah.
Good. So, do you want to finish, Sarah?
Yes, it's okay for me. Silk is mainly produced by the larvae of insect undergoing metamorphosis.
Undergoing complete, entire, thorough, intense.
Complete.
Complete, yes, I would say complete. I go on.
Yes, please.
But some insects, such as web spinners and raspy cricket, produce silk their lives.
Through, entirely, completely, throughout.
Through the through
their lives.
Throughout.
Throughout, maybe.
La GH è come se non ci fosse. Throughout. Throughout. Do you all agree on throughout? Shall we say throughout?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Check. Check. Okay.
Oh, great.
All correct. Fantastic. So let's read it again. Silk is a natural protein fiber, some forms of which can be woven into textiles. The protein fiber of silk is composed mainly of fibrin and is produced by certain insect larvae to form cocoons. The best known silk is obtained from the cocoons of the larvae of the mulberry silkworm Bombyx mori, which is reared in captivity. The shimmering appearance of silk is due to the triangular prism-like structure of the silk fiber, which allows a silk cloth to refract incoming light at different angles, thus producing different colors. Silk is produced by several insects, but over the years, only the silk of moth caterpillars has been used for textile manufacturing, although there has been some research into other types of silk. Silk is mainly produced by the larvae of insects undergoing complete metamorphosis, but some insects, such as web spinners and raspy crickets, produce silk throughout their lives. Okay? Bene, congratulations. Now let's go.
Excuse me, I don't think we would have so much time.
No, you're right. We are using too much time. We should be quicker, but that's because we have 5 people, everybody with their ideas. So when you will be alone there, you will be more concentrated. You know, it will require the less time, I'm sure. Anyway, part 2. Part 2 is again a reading with some gaps, but this time you have to put the word you think is correct. So no choice. Okay, who wants to read it? Bye, Roberto.
I start. Crows are thought to among our most intelligent birds. The success of the American crow is adapting to civilization would seem to confirm. Stop here. This is the point, Maria Pia.
But let's try and see what can be written in the gaps.
Okay.
So crows are thought to among our most intelligent birds.
Okay.
Are thought to
be.
No. To be
Being.
Among our most intelligent birds. Okay.
The success of the American crow in adapting to civilization would seem to confirm it.
Or this.
Or this.
Ok. Then, forse però non so se me lo accetta così, forse è meglio mettere solo uno, che magari me lo dà errore. Ok. Go on, please, Roberto.
Despite
past attempts
to exterminate them, crows, familiar sound of the continent. sociable, especially when nesting. Crows may gather in communal routes on winter nights.
Okay, but let's go on one.
Despite the past attempts to
exterminate them, crows are very common in farmlands, can still be seen in towns and cities.
However,
però vedi che dice, despite attempts to exterminate them, crows are very common in farmlands, can still be seen in towns and cities. So this is a secondary sentence. Okay, the main sentence is, despite past attempts to exterminate them, crows can still be seen in towns and cities.
Although, no.
Ok, io la vedo come una secondaria, quindi crows, which are very common in farmlands.
Ok.
Perché se mettete although, poi manca il soggetto. Although they are very common.
Ok. Which or that.
O that, sì, which or that, come volete. Do you agree?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, my opinion. Which
their distinctive call. Vai, Roberto.
Is a nesting. Crows may gather in a communal.
Aspetta, dove sei? Is a familiar sound.
Sound over a. Is a familiar sound over a.
Their distinctive call, che sarebbe il loro suono. Call, is a familiar sound over a.
Of the country. Large, no, large, it can be not large.
Of the continent. Over a. An area.
Part of the continent, no.
Esatto, io direi part. Over parts of the continent.
Okay.
Vai, Roberto.
Okay. Sociable, especially when nesting, crows may gather in communal routes on winter nights.
Sociable, especially when nesting.
They are nesting.
One word. You have to put only one word.
When
but if you think about it, can they be sociable when they are nesting?
No, the contrary.
Exactly. So sociable, especially when not nesting.
Except,
sorry, when not nesting, especially when not nesting. Nest è il, come si chiama in italiano? Nido. Quindi nesting quando non stanno covando, quando non stanno
nidificando.
Esatto, nidificando. Crows may gather in communal roots on winter nights. Sometimes thousands of them roost in one grove. Vuoi leggere tu, Roberto?
No, I can continue. Most crows are adaptable and trusting. They are often shy where persecuted.
Quindi, most crows are adaptable and trusting. They're often shy when were persecuted.
Usually.
While.
No, it's a point.
Sometimes.
Okay. While va bene. Io avrei detto although, però va bene anche
although.
although they're often shy, were persecuted. While they're often shy, ma forse anche while va bene.
Sorry, I have a question. While can be put also after a point mark?
Yes?
Yes.
Why not? Yes.
Okay.
Quindi la maggior parte dei corvi sono adattevoli e ci si può fidare. Anche se sono spesso timidi nei luoghi dove sono, gli si dà la caccia. Quindi io avrei detto although, però anche while probabilmente va bene. Ok, some become tame
In
in
towns. And then they regularly visit gardens.
Tame è tipo addomesticati, domestici.
While, I mean, no?
Once.
Animals.
Tame animals. Some become tame animals.
Tame
Or
pets?
bird.
No, secondo me era più giusto come diceva Roberto.
When?
Become tame
When
in towns.
And
then,
once.
Come?
Once
in towns. Sì, potrebbe anche essere once. Non lo so, ditemi voi cosa volete che mettiamo?
Some becomes tame. When?
When? Mettiamo when? Va bene.
You can
Andiamo
try.
avanti. Yes, check. Lero, quanti errori abbiamo fatto? Would seem to confirm it. Perché è sbagliato it? Show correct answers.
This magari.
This or
This.
that. I think also it could be accepted. To confirm this or to confirm that. But also to confirm it. Which va bene. Over a lot of the continent. Over a part of the continent. Here again, I think part could be accepted. And while,
Why not?
but, though, although, however. Quindi most crows are adaptable and trusting, but they are often shy where persecuted. Though they're often shy where, although they're often shy, however, they're often shy. Okay. But I'm sure this could be accepted and this could be accepted as well. So don't worry. Secondo me vi avrebbero accettato sia questo sia questa. While non sono sicura se ve l'avrebbero accettata, forse no, però it e part sicuramente sì. It all depends though if the correction is made by a person or if it's a computer-based correction. Because if it's made by computer, that's a little problem because computers are stupid. I mean, if it is not inserted as a correct answer, they would say it's wrong. Yes. If it's corrected by a person, they would say, oh yes, but it could also be it, you know, or part.
But we hope that they have uploaded more than one answer.
Yes, so, they here, for example, they have uploaded but, though, although, however. But what I mean is, if they haven't uploaded it, and nevertheless, it can be acceptable, if the text is corrected by a person, they would accept it. If it's corrected by a computer, we're lost.
Yeah. Yeah.
How many errors, how many mistakes are we allowed to make?
You have to pass at least 60%, but all together, not every single part. So In any case, this 63%. So you're still inside.
Good.
Anyway, let's go with part 3. Part 3 is again a text with 8 gaps, but in this case, maybe 60% or over. But you needed to change the basic word to create a correct word to be inserted. Okay? Who wants to read it?
I tried.
Thank you, Annette.
Allora, Rome. Rome is one of the most
cities in the world.
Visited.
Visited, yes. Cities in the world.
It proudly boasts ancient history dating back more than 2,500 years. Sono in ordine comunque.
Sì, number 2.
Non è che devo cercarmi tra le 8.
No,
okay.
sono in ordine.
So, credibly?
Allora,
no, uncredible architecture, architecture, museums,
architecture,
museums, culture and cuisine. That's why it isn't hard to see why this city is so immensely, si può dire, immensely popular with tourists from all over the world. It is also
immensely. I'm not sure. Do you think it's like this or like this? No, I think it's like that.
With E.
Yes. Okay, with
I
a
think.
Right. Okay. It
is also quite a big city, as it has the 4th biggest population in the European Union. Beh, questo non era difficile finora. For this reason, many tourists find themselves returning again and again to see what they weren't able to see the first time. While Roman myths, no, le ultime parole famose.
Dovete sicuramente cambiarla la parola.
Mythic.
Vai avanti. Claims the city was founded around 753 BC. Quindi, while Roman.
Mythic. Mythism.
I would say mythology.
Okay. Mythology claims.
Mythology. Claims the city was founded around 753 BC.
The site has actually been inhabited by humans for much longer. This makes Rome one of the oldest
continuously
occupied locations in Europe. Continuously occupied locations in Europe. It has been a kingdom, a republic, an empire, and then a republic again. It even houses the tiny. Cosa vuol dire tiny? Non mi ricordo.
Minuscolo.
It even houses the tiny, depending.
Independent.
Esatto, independent.
Sì, ok.
Independent
country.
Country state.
of the Vatican City within its walls. This only serves to add to its not significant cultural importance and diversity. Signify.
Allora,
Significative.
Significative.
Okay, significant, però not significative.
Not significant.
Esatto, not insignificant. Be careful to the opposite. Not insignificant cultural importance and diversity. Importanza culturale non insignificante, direi, no?
Okay.
Okay, shall we try? Shall we read it again and see if it makes sense? Rome is one of the most visited cities in the world. It proudly boasts ancient history dating back more than 2,500 years. Incredible architecture, incredible architecture, museums, culture, and cuisine. That's why it isn't hard to see why this city is so immensely popular with the tourists from all over the world. It is also quite a big city, as it has the fourth biggest population in the European Union. For this reason, many tourists find themselves returning again and again to see what they weren't able to see the first time. While Roman mythology claims the city was founded around 753 BC, the site has actually been inhabited by humans for much longer. This makes Rome one of the oldest continuously occupied locations in Europe. It has been a kingdom, a republic, an empire, and then a republic again. It even houses the tiny independent country state of the Vatican City within its walls. This only serves to add to its not insignificant cultural importance and diversity.
I would change.
My only doubt is incredible.
Me too.
Incredible.
I would write incredible because I don't know the difference. Because incredible, I know that it exists, but incredible, I haven't.
Okay. Let's try incredible. Mythology is wrong. What's show correct answer? Mytho. Ah, how stupid of me. Mythology with a Y.
Why not I? Okay.
You have to be careful on how you write, you know, the words. Continuously, for example, is a difficult word. Easy to get confused. Was it correct? Incredible. Incredible, yeah. And insignificant. Insignificant. How can we know when
may I ask you the difference between insignificant and insignificant?
Maybe insignificant doesn't exist. Maybe it's insignificant. Okay. No, but my problem is, how can we know when a word is composed with UN or IN? Insignificant, insignificant. There must be a way to know. Anyway, insignificant and mythology with a word. This was very stupid of me, sorry. Okay. Anyway, 75% of correct answers, we are still okay.
We passed.
Part 4. Part 4 is two sentences, again 60% or over. Two sentences and a word. You should use this word. Do not change the word. You don't have to change the word, ok? Don't be mistaken. Non fatevi fregare, quello prima c'era da cambiare la parola, invece questa non si può cambiare la parola, deve rimanere così. Però si possono aggiungere altre parole, for a total of maximum 5 words. So that the second sentence has the same meaning as the first sentence. Okay, who wants to read it? Chi manca? Sabrina? Vai Sabrina. Sabrina? Si è persa. Okay.
Yes, I'm at the phone.
Okay, do you want to read it or not?
Yes,
No, okay.
yes, Maria Pia. Okay.
Okay.
You should try and take advantage of his help.
Yeah, advantage of his help.
You should you should try. And mostly.
No, non si può cambiare la parola.
No. Non si può. Allora, you should try and
get the most or make the most. Make the most.
Make the most help he gives
help,
you.
Make
Let's
the
most
this
part.
Help he gives you.
Make the most.
Do you agree? Any other idea?
Can be take.
Sorry?
Can be take, Maria Pia, instead of make.
Take the most. You should try and take the most. Maybe.
No, it was just curiosity.
It's usually make the most of it. But yeah, take the most of the help he gives you. But I would leave make the most of the help. Direi di lasciare make. Okay, number 2.
My sister was involved in her school spelling competition. My sister takes part.
Allora stai attenta perché was involved e quindi
ok. Took part
in the spelling.
In a spelling.
And also you have to be careful because my sister took part in spelling competition is not the exact meaning. In her school.
In our school.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 words. Perché uno tende a usare la parola e poi lascia perdere. No, deve essere proprio lo stesso significato. Quindi dovete mettere anche in her school spelling competition. Okay, my sister took part because it's a past sentence. Took part in her school spelling competition. Number 3.
Could they grow anything here afterward? Could they grow anything? Well,
Were they able
to grow anything?
To
grow anything
year afterward.
Esatto. Were
they able to grow
they
anything?
able to grow anything? Okay, 5 words. Here after the word. Okay.
Why Why didn't you call me? Asked Joe.
Indirect.
Joe asked. Why? Asked why they not call him. They not called him. No?
I didn't. I
Why
did not.
Why they?
I have not.
I did.
I did.
Esatto. Why I did
Why
not
didn't you?
call him.
Why I did.
Joe
I
asked
did not call
why I did not call him.
No.
Oh no, aspetta,
No,
aspetta.
I have.
Called
Not,
non può essere did.
I have not.
I had not called him. Why didn't you call me? Asked why I had not called him. Okay, see. Okay. Joe asked me why I had not called him. John asked me. John asked why.
Me. Yes.
Maybe me, perché why didn't you call me? Quindi Joe asked me.
Yes, asked me.
Why
I had not called him. Yes.
Okay. Asked me why I had. Okay.
Yes, this part is very difficult, huh?
Maria Pia.
Yes, you have to be very careful. Yes.
May I ask you one question?
Sure.
This is a transformation from direct into indirect form, right?
Yes.
And the verb tense change into the into a past.
Yes, because this was a past
simple
sentence,
past.
And so this had to be a past of the past.
Over. Okay.
Okay. Had not called him.
Thank you.
No problems. Okay.
So if it is in the present, the indirect will be in past, right?
Why do you call me? He asked me why I called him. Esatto.
Okay, thank you.
Present to past. Past to, what's in English?
The previous to past.
Yes, anyway, past. Okay. Ok, driving. No, chi toccava leggere?
Driving that fast was a stupid thing to do.
Driving that fast was a stupid thing to do. If
I don't know, Maria Pia, it's difficult for me this part.
Only I was not driving so fast. If only I was not driving so fast. Se solo non avessi corso così tanto. Andare così veloce è stata una cosa stupida da fare. Se solo non avessi guidato, non fossi andato così veloce. Ok? If only I was not driving so fast. Poi, I hadn't seen my sister for about a year. When I saw her last.
My sister for about a year when I saw her last. About
a year has
I don't know.
About a year
had gone before I saw
my sister again. After the last time I saw her. About a year had gone. About a year has gone. Okay. Right. Shall we check? Oh no, what's wrong? Okay.
No.
If only I was not. The correct answer. If only I hadn't been driving so. Ah, se solo non.
I had not been.
Okay, you're right. Grammatically, this is correct. While speaking, nobody would say that. Grammaticamente hanno ragione loro, parlando nessuno direbbe una cosa del genere. If only I hadn't been driving so fast. If only I was not driving. Driving was a stupid thing. If only I hadn't been driving so fast. See, okay.
Because there was the ing form, maybe. Because driving.
No, because.
Why?
You can say I was driving. I was not driving. No, it's not because of the ing form. It's because driving was. This is past, a stupid thing to do. And so we have to think, if only I hadn't been driving so fast. Sì, ok, grammaticalmente li capisco, parlando nessuno direbbe sta roba. Ok, e qui, about a year had gone. Bye. Vabbè, ok. Anche questo.
But Maria Pia, the second. Sorry.
Which one?
No. Last sentence, second option of the correction.
A year had
passed by. But they did not. They do not use gone.
You're right. You have to use gone. So this is wrong.
Is correct by the meaning.
Yes, grammatically, and the meaning is correct. But you were supposed to use gone. So this is not
we have
correct.
Found their mistake.
Yes, a year had gone by.
Okay, don't use gone.
Had gone before I saw. Secondo me potevano citarvi anche had gone by. Poteva essere anche had gone. Before I saw my sister again. Comunque, abbiamo passato.
67%.
Sono tremendini, eh?
Sono tremendini. Però per questo, this is why it's important to know what they expect from you. Because it's easy to, get confused, skip some parts. Now, you have to be very careful on not skipping a part or something like that. Okay, part 5 is a text with the 6 questions. Com'era? Sorry, scusa. 4 choices for each question. Okay, you have to click on the correct A, B, C, or D. Okay, again, 70% or over. Arctic ice management. Who wants to read? Ricominciamo da Antonella?
Ok, allora, Arctic ice management. Physicist Stephen Dash has come up with a novel solution to the problems that now beset the Arctic. He and a team of colleagues from Arizona State University was to replenish the region's shrinking sea ice by building 10 million wind-powered pumps over the Arctic ice cap. In winter, these would be used to pump water to the surface of the ice where it would freeze, thickening the cap.
Surface, okay. So, physicist Stephen Dash has come up with a novel solution, with a new solution to the problems that now beset the Arctic. He and a team of colleagues from Arizona State University want to replenish the region's shrinking sea ice by building 10 million wind powder pumps over the Arctic ice cap, which in winter would be used to pump water to the surface of the ice, where it would freeze, thickening the ice, making it thicker. Okay. What is the writer's intention in the first paragraph? To criticize an existing way of doing things, to predict problems a project could face, to inform the reader about an innovative concept, to persuade influential bodies to undertake a course of action.
I think to inform the reader about an innovative concept.
Do you all agree?
Yes, I agree.
Yes.
Yes.
Number 2, paragraph 2.
The pumps could add an extra meter of sea ice to the Arctic's current layer, Dash argues. The current cap rarely exceeds 2 or 3 meters in thickness and is being eroded constantly as the planet succumbs to climate change. Thicker ice would mean longer lasting ice. In turn, that would mean the danger of all sea ice disappearing from the Arctic in summer would be reduced significantly.
Ok? Quindi, the pumps, queste pompe, could add an extra meter of sea ice to the Arctic's current layer, Dash argues. The current cap rarely exceeds 2-3 meters in thickness and is being eroded constantly as the planet succumbs to climate change. Thicker ice would mean longer lasting ice. In turn, that would mean the danger of all sea ice disappearing from the Arctic in summer would be reduced significantly. Okay. So what outcome does the writer suggest in the second paragraph? The thinning of the sea ice could be halted. The risk of there being no sea ice in the future would be dramatically lowered. 2-3 meters of additional sea ice could be deposited. The constant erosion of the sea ice could be stopped. Però ce n'è più di una qua che potrebbe essere.
Can I see the text, please, Maria Pia?
Infatti, ce n'è più di una che potrebbe andare bene qui.
Because letter C and letter D could be correct.
Anche the thinning of the sea ice could be halted. Si potrebbe fermare l'assottigliamento del ghiaccio. Il rischio che non ci sia ghiaccio nel futuro potrebbe essere incredibilmente abbassato, questo rischio, e la costante erosione del ghiaccio potrebbe essere fermata. In realtà tutti questi vanno bene.
I think letter D.
Okay, let's read it again. The pumps could add an extra meter of sea ice to the Arctic's current layer. The current cap rarely exceeds 2-3 meters in thickness and is being eroded constantly. Thicker ice would mean longer lasting ice. In turn, that would mean the danger of all sea ice disappearing from the Arctic in summer would be reduced significantly. The risk of there being no sea ice in the future would be dramatically lowered.
Can we read the question again, please?
Yes. What outcome, quale risultato does the writer suggest in the second paragraph? The thinning of the sea ice could be halted. the risk of there being no sea ice in the future would be dramatically lowered. 2-3 meters of additional sea ice could be deposited. The constant erosion of the sea ice could be stopped.
I think letter D.
Allora,
ma la domanda è che cosa, what outcome, cioè che cosa...
Quali risultati?
Esatto, qual è il rischio che si correrebbe? Io metterei... 2.
Allora, quale risultato avrebbero queste pompe? Queste pompe potrebbero aggiungere 1 metro in più di ghiaccio all'attuale estratto di ghiaccio. Perché l'attuale estratto raramente supera i 2-3 metri di spessore e viene eroso costantemente a causa del cambiamento climatico. Il ghiaccio più grosso vorrebbe dire un ghiaccio che dura di più.
Cambiato.
Somebody rang the bell and my dog got crazy. Sorry. In turn, that would mean the danger of sea ice disappearing from the Arctic in summer would be reduced significantly. In realtà sia la A che la B che la D vanno tutte e tre bene.
I'm thinking about the B solution because in the text is saying that will be reduced, but not the sea ice will be reduced and not stopped, or the solution will be definitive.
Okay, so B.
But it's my opinion.
Ok, sì, l'assottigliamento del ghiaccio potrebbe essere fermato, però è vero, non è quello che dice. La costante erosione potrebbe essere fermata, allora mettiamo la B.
Ok, B.
Ok. Sono molto tricky. Va bene, vai avanti Antonella.
Ok. Hence Dutch scheme to use wind pumps to bring water which is insulated from the bitter Arctic cold by its icy surface, where it will freeze and thicken the ice cap. Nor is the physicist alone in his Arctic scheming. Other projects to halt the sea ice loss include one to artificially whiten the Arctic by scattering light-colored aerosol particles over it to reflect solar radiation back into space, and another to spray seawater into the atmosphere above the region to create clouds that would also reflect the sunlight away from the surface.
Oh my God, stop them. Fermateli, questi sono pazzi.
Okay, it's not a science.
Quindi, mamma mia. What does the writer mean when he describes the water as being insulated in the third paragraph?
Okay.
The ice cap protects the water underneath from freezing. The effect of the sun prevents the water from getting too cold. Arctic water is colder. Pollution in the water makes it difficult for it to freeze.
Okay.
What does the water is being insulated? Okay, allora. Hence, Dash scheme to use wind pumps to bring water which is insulated from the bitter Arctic cold by its icy surface, where it will freeze and thicken the ice cap. Nor is the physicist alone in his Arctic scheming. Other projects quello il Vegemolotto. Quindi, what does the writer mean when he describes the water as being insulated in the third paragraph? The ice cap protects the water underneath from freezing. The effect of the sun prevents the water from getting too cold. Arctic water is colder. Pollution in the water, pollution non c'entra un cazzo. Arctic water is colder, vabbè. The effect of the sun prevents the water from getting too cold. Sì.
Maybe letter A. The first A, the ice cap protects the water
underneath from freezing. Okay.
What do you think?
Arctic cold by its ice surface, where it will freeze. Esatto. Nowadays, the ice cap protects the water underneath from freezing, but if we use wind pumps to bring water, above, it will freeze and thicken the ice cap. Okay. Do you all agree?
It could be.
Do you all agree? Siete tutti d'accordo?
Okay. Yes.
We are melting.
What objective is the writer describing at the end of the third paragraph?
Okay.
Cleaning the ice that has been discolored. Increasing the amount of snow that falls on the ice. Making the thickness of the ice uniform. Preventing the sun from impacting the ice.
Can we read the text, please?
Yes.
Okay. So,
ma forse dovremmo leggere questo qua. Però.
No, okay. the third paragraph. So,
ecco.
The third is
sì, ancora
the second
questa.
part. Okay.
Yes.
Other projects.
Both sea ice loss include one to artificially whiten the Arctic by scattering light-colored aerosol particles over it to reflect solar radiation back into space. And another to spray seawater into the atmosphere above the region to create clouds that would also reflect sunlight away from the surface.
Okay.
Allora,
letter D. D.
D. Preventing the sun from impacting the ice.
Yes, I agree.
Letter D.
Okay, end of paragraph 4. Okay, let's go to paragraph 4. Go, Antonella.
Okay, last November, when sea ice should have begun thickening and spreading over the Arctic as winter set in, the region warmed up. Temperatures should have plummeted to
minus 25 degrees centigrades or Celsius.
Minus 25 degrees
Celsius,
Celsius, but reached several degrees above freezing instead. It's been about 20 degrees Celsius warmer than normal over most of the Arctic Ocean. This is unprecedented. Unprecedented. Okay.
Quindi,
so,
what objective, no, scusate. What is the writer referring to with the word this at the end of paragraph 4? This is unprecedented.
Okay.
Conditions that have never happened before.
Yeah.
Conditions that happened very rarely.
No.
Normal winter conditions, conditions that were predictable.
Letter A, the first.
Okay. Okay, final paragraph.
In fact, sea ice growth stalled during the second week of January in the Earth of Arctic winter, while the ice cap actually retreated within the Kara and Barents Seas and within the seas of Okhotsk. Similarly, the Svalbard archipelago, normally shored in ice, has remained relatively free because of the inflow of a warm Atlantic water along the western part of the island chain. Consequently, although there has been some recovery, sea ice remains well below all previous record lows.
Posso rileggertelo? In fact, sea ice growth stalled during the second week of January in the heart of the Arctic winter, while the ice cap actually retreated within the Kara and Barents Seas and within the Sea of Okhotsk. Similarly, the Svalbard archipelago, normally shrouded in ice, has remained relatively free because of the inflow of a warm Atlantic water along the western part of the island chain. Consequently, although there has been some recovery, sea ice remains well below all previous record lows. Okay, what reason does the writer give in the final paragraph for the sea ice not getting thicker? The winds from the north are too warm. The ice cap is not thick enough. Seismic activity under the ice had an effect. Warm water currents affected the formation of the ice.
Maybe D. Can we?
Yes.
Yes.
D, because it speaks about the warm Atlantic water.
Remained relatively free because of the inflow of a warm Atlantic water along the western part of the island chain. Okay. Okay.
So letter D.
Shall we check?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, 6 out of 6. But it took more than 10 minutes.
We used 30 minutes, maybe.
I don't know.
Or more.
It was my dog's fault. È stata colpa del mio cane, ci ha fatto perdere tempo. Ok, part 6.
Can we see correct answers?
They are the correct answers. Ah, perché volevi vedere se c'era...
No.
Why?
No, erano tutte corrette.
Scusa, sì.
Erano tutte corrette.
Sì, ok.
Ah, ok, se tu chiedi why ti viene fuori la parte che era interessata. Inflow, warm, bla bla bla. Yes.
Ok.
Le parti che se tu clicchi why ti spiega qual era la parte. Ok, to inform them about an innovative concept, a novel solution to the problem. Why? Dangerous sea ice disappearing from the Arctic in summer would be reduced significantly. Okay. E questa l'abbiamo già fatta. To create clouds that would also reflect sunlight away from the surface. Ok, cliccando su why, lui ti indica la parte che doveva... Vabbè, this is unprecedented. Vabbè, ok? Bene, now part 6. Part 6 is the usual text with the usual gaps, and you have to put into the gaps one of the sentences which were taken out. Now, the point is there are 6 gaps and 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7
And
sentences.
7.
One
So
more.
1 is
Yes.
is plus. 1 is, you don't use one of this.
I want to check. 6 sentences have been removed. You're also given a set of 7 sentences. You're required to put each given sentence into its correct space. And of course, there's an extra one. Okay, again, 60% or over. Okay, so who wants to read it? Chi vuole leggere? The monarch butterfly.
May I read?
Butterfly. Yes, thank you.
The monarch butterfly, one of the most spectacular natural phenomena in the world, is the annual migration across North America of the monarch butterfly.
It's always better to read also the beginning.
Also the after. Okay. In practice, however, no individual butterfly completes the entire round trip. Okay. Female monarchs lay eggs.
Tutto era per capire il collegamento. Quindi, the most spectacular phenomena is the flying of the butterfly. Okay. In practice, however, no individual butterfly completes the entire round trip. Okay. This was the first time? No. The biggest danger? No. Many of the butterflies are eaten? No. They have had limited success in their endeavor. In theory, these small insects
maybe
cover,
this.
Yes.
Okay. In theory, in practice, however, so in theory, these small insects cover a round trip of over 15,000 kilometers. Okay.
Okay.
Right. In practice, however,
in practice, however, non-individual butterfly completes the entire round trip. Female monarchs lay eggs for the next generation during the northward migration, and at least 5 generations are involved in the annual cycle. There are many different migration routes, but both in the northern and southern hemispheres. But the eastern population starts its journey in Canada and finishes in Mexico. Storms earlier this year blew down more than 100 acres of forest where migrating monarch butterflies spend the winter in central Mexico.
Okay, there are many different migration routes, but the eastern population starts its journey in Canada and finishes in Mexico. Storms earlier this year blew down more than 100 acres while they were migrating. Okay, so this was the first time such a combination of high wind? No. The biggest danger to their habitat comes? No. Many of the butterflies are eaten by birds? No. They had limited success in this endeavor. In theory, l'abbiamo già messo, these beautiful creatures travel enormous distances for one reason. This is where some extremely sad news comes from.
Maybe F.
F, I agree.
Okay, there are many different migration routes, both in the north, but the eastern population starts its journey in Canada and finishes in Mexico. These beautiful creatures travel enormous distances for one reason. Storms earlier this year blew down more than 100 acres of forests where migrating monarch butterflies spend the winter in central Mexico. Esemetissimo this is where some extremely sad news comes from. Storms earlier this year blew down more than 100 acres of forest.
Maybe yes, because after it is talking about
let's skip
something
it for the
negative.
moment. Let's skip it for the moment and let's go on. Lasciamolo perdere per il momento perché forse tutte e due. Andiamo avanti.
So these storms, yes, these storms also appear to have frozen or killed about 7 million of the estimated 84 million butterflies that wintered there.
This
highlights just how fragile these forests are and how fragile the monarchs are.
Okay. This was the first time such a combination of high winds, rain, and freezing temperatures had occurred in this area. These storms also appear to have frozen or killed about 7 million of the estimated 84 million butterflies that wintered here.
This was
the first time such a combination of high winds, rain. Ok, c'è qualche altra possibilità? No, mettiamo questa.
Letter A.
Ok. This highlights just how fragile these forests are and how fragile the monarchs are. They depend
on finding relatively well-preserved forests where millions of the orange and black butterflies hang in clumps from the branches and mate. The trees and the clumping.
Ma dobbiamo mettere qualcosa qui in mezzo. Quindi, questo l'abbiamo messo. The biggest danger to their habitat comes from illegal logging. No. Many of the butterflies are eaten. No. They have had limited. No. In theory, l'abbiamo messo. These beautiful creatures travel enormous distances for one reason. For one reason, they depend on finding relatively well-preserved forests. They have fragile. They depend on. Oppure era. This is where some extremely sad news comes from. What do you think?
Can we see the other solution? Other solution.
This is already taken. The biggest danger
the
to
biggest
their
danger.
habitat comes from illegal logging.
No, lodging. What's the meaning of lodging?
Come si può dire? del fatto che vengono prese illegalmente. Aspetta, cerchiamo la parola lodging.
Lodging. Registrazione. No.
Registrazione?
No.
No, non vuole dire questo.
Taglio del legname, dice. Ma...
In inglese logging.
Logging, tra l'altro.
Registrazione.
Disboscamento illegale, dice.
Disboscamento, ok. Esatto. The biggest danger
Appointment for the logging, ok.
Questo è zitto. Ok. Logging, ok, logging the logs. Logs of wood, tronchi di pezzi di legno, insomma. Okay. Quindi the biggest danger to their habitat comes from illegal logging. Dal fatto di tagliare la legna in maniera illegale. Allora potrebbe anche essere, perché poi dice they depend on finding relatively well-preserved forests. where millions of the orange and black butterflies hanging clumps from the branches and mate. The trees and
Quindi
the
non...
planting help to protect the butterflies from cold rains
Yes.
and steep drops in temperature. Ok, allora mettiamo questo.
Che non hanno dove proteggere, cioè non hanno gli alberi dove proteggersi.
Esatto.
Letter B. Yeah.
Yes. Number 5. For cold rain, steep drops in temperature. Okay.
Conservationists have tried to convince the largely impoverished farm and mountain communities, which actually own most of the land, that the forest is worth more to them in terms of tourism when left standing instead of being cut down.
Ok? I conservazionisti hanno cercato di convincere queste comunità che non conviene tagliare gli alberi, bla bla bla. Allora, però allora la prima l'abbiamo fatta.
Confermo che sono tremendi.
Sì.
What's the meaning of endeavor?
Dove lo vedi?
The solution number upper. No, upper in the option.
Ah, sorry. Okay. The bigger the
number D. Endeavor.
Endeavor, in questo sforzo, cioè gli è riuscito, hanno avuto un successo molto limitato
in questo sforzo.
In questo sforzo, cioè non ci sono riuscite fondamentalmente. Potrebbe essere la conclusione qui. Conservationists have tried, they have had limited success in this endeavor, ma non ci sono riusciti più di tanto.
Yes.
Ma perché viene fuori così? Perché viene fuori così? Ah, ok, mi è venuto fuori, vabbè, insomma. Ok, però allora qui they depend on finding relatively well-preserved forests where millions of the orange bla bla bla. Ma allora secondo me questa andava qua, sai. Questa qua allora andava qua. Allora qua invece che il 4, cos'era qui, scusa? Era questo che volevo mettere io. These beautiful creatures travel enormous distances for one reason. E la ragione è che they depend on finding relatively well-preserved forests where millions of the orange and black butterflies hanging clumps for branches and mate. Ok, allora questo è giusto. Ok, e ci manca questa. Eastern population starts its journey in Canada and finishes in Mexico. Storms earlier this year blew down more than 100 acres. Allora, potrebbe essere questa. This is where some extremely sad news comes from. Oppure, qual era l'alternativa? No, questa l'abbiamo già messa e quindi deve essere per forza questa, giusto?
Because letter C is the extra.
Ok. Qual era l'extra? Scusa che è rimasta?
Letter C, maybe.
The butterflies are eaten by birds, però nessuno parla di birds.
They never
let's try. Oh no. What's wrong? 50%. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, why? Ok.
The first are correct. The last correct
answer. Ok, allora queste sono corrette. Qua. These beautiful creatures travel. Beh, è quello che abbiamo messo noi.
It is right.
Ma è quello che abbiamo messo noi, perché forse... Ah, ok.
Manca
It didn't
Forse
catch
ce l'ha
the
messa
F.
sbagliata, perché dobbiamo metterla all'inizio tutta bella, come avevo iniziato a fare in realtà, solo che poi avevamo poco tempo, ho detto vabbè, insomma è lo stesso. Allora dovete stare attenti, metterla giusta, così. E anche qui the biggest danger, sì, era giusto, dai, cosa abbiamo fatto, solo che non l'abbiamo messa.
Impaginata.
Sì, esatto. Ci pigna. E qui they have had, dai, le aveva fatte tutte giuste.
100%.
Allora.
Cioè, sono crudeli, cruel. They are cruel.
Yes, I got a heart attack. My God, I didn't pass. Is it possible? Oh no. That's only because I told you computers are stupid. And now I can't do anything though. Però adesso non posso farci niente perché...
No. Maria Pia, we are discouraged.
No, okay, but this is useful because you see, if you have to do this, please be careful. You start from the beginning and, you know, put the sentence in the correct place.
Ok.
Ok, siamo fuori tempo limite? Che ore sono?
No,
abbiamo ancora 10 minuti.
No, pensavo per le domande.
Ah sì, beh, vabbè, ma questo era il primo tentativo, dai. Infine, numero 7. Il numero 7 ok. Ah, ok, sì, dovete scegliere le domande se si riferiscono al testo A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D. Ok. All right, who wants to read it? Chi vuole leggere? Allora, questions. Let's try with the questions. Which fruit gets its name from a European language? Which fruit contains more vitamin C than an equivalent amount of another fruit? Which fruit is connected to a belief system? Which fruit can be used to make cleaning products? Which fruit is the national fruit of several countries? Which fruit used to have a different name? Which fruit is mistakenly thought to be a good source of potassium? Banana. Which fruit is used in making alcoholic drinks? Which fruit is spoiled if frozen? Banana. Which fruit is associated with a bird? Okay.
Kiwi. The last one is kiwi.
Yes, kiwi, you're right.
Okay.
Kiwi, for sure. But let's read it. So, exotic fruit, the banana. Who wants to read it? Chi vuole leggere?
Okay, can I try?
Yes, please.
Okay, the banana. The banana is one edible fruit which is botanically a berry. And in some countries, bananas are used for cooking. The fruit is variable in size, color, and firmness, but is usually elongated and curved, with soft flesh. It is rich in starch and covered with a rind which may be green, yellow, red, purple, or brown when ripe. The fruit grows in clusters hanging from the top of the plant. Banana plants are grown in at least 107 countries, primarily for their fruit. And
ascolta, la I non si sente, fruit. Come se lì non ci fosse.
Okay, fruit. And to a lesser extent to make fiber, banana wine, and banana beer, and as ornamental plants. Bananas are an excellent source of vitamins B6, And though many people think they have a very high potassium content, that is not the case.
Ok, quindi gets its name from a European language, non lo dice. Contains more vitamin C, non lo dice. Connected to a belief system, no. Can be used to make a cleaning product. National fruit of several countries. Questo sì, perché dice plants are grown in at least 107 countries, primarily.
Yes.
Però national fruit dice che è il national fruit, quindi anche no. Allora,
sì che lo dice. It is the national fruit.
Dove dice?
It is the national fruit. Dove, aspetta. Ah no, è andata sotto, scusa, the mango. No, ok.
Ah no, ok. To have different names, no. Mistakenly thought to be a good source of potassium. E questo è sì, vero, perché excellent source of vitamin. And though many people think they have very high potassium content, that is not the case.
Not the case.
Quindi questo è which fruit is used in making alcoholic drinks. Beh, veramente sì, diceva che facevano anche la birra e il vino, banana wine and banana beer.
But not
banana plants are grown in primarily for their fruit and to a lesser extent to make fiber, banana wine and banana beer. Però parla della pianta, non del frutto, e quindi aspettiamo un attimo. Which fruit is spoiled if frozen? Diceva qualcosa del genere?
No.
E which is associated with the bird. Ok, quindi basta quella. Poi, the mango. Vai. O chi vuole?
Vado io?
Sì.
The mango is a juicy stone fruit, which is native to South Asia, from where it has been distributed worldwide to become one of the most cultivated fruits in the tropics. It is the national fruit of India, Pakistan, and the Philippines, and the national tree of Bangladesh. Over 400 varieties of mangoes are known, many of which ripen in summer, while some give a double crop. The fruit takes 3 to 6 months to ripen, and it does not survive freezing and drying. Mangoes contain a variety of nutrients, but the only vitamin present in significant amounts is vitamin C.
Ok, quindi we have to make a cleaning product. National fruit of several. Okay, national fruit of several countries.
Yes.
The second question.
Yes, the second
Which
one.
fruit is spoiled if frozen? Scusa, second question.
The second, because we talk about the vitamin C.
But more vitamin C than an equivalent amount of another fruit. Non dice questa cosa, dice solo che c'ha tanta vitamina C. Però dovrebbe esserci un paragone con un altro. Ok, the kiwi. Who wants to read the kiwi?
I go for kiwi.
Good, Roberto.
The kiwi is a fruit with an oval shape. It's green on the inside with small black seeds that can be eaten. The kiwi has fiery brown skin, which is edible, but is usually removed and is relatively thin. The kiwi is native to South China. The fruit was named in 1959 after the kiwi, a bird and the symbol of New Zealand. Before that, its English name was Chinese gooseberry. The kiwi is extremely healthy and contains many vitamins and minerals. Kiwis are rich in vitamin C, vitamin K, potassium, and fiber. Kiwis have more vitamin C than an equivalent amount of oranges.
Ok. Quindi, vitamin C è questo.
Yeah, more than.
Poi, make the clean product, national fruit, used to have a different name. Aveva un nome diverso, no? Gooseberry, gooseberry, vabbè, Chinese gooseberry. And associated
Number 10.
with
bird.
Ok?
Yes.
But
Scusa, era la C, era la C. Associated with. Scusate, qui avevo messo la C o mi ero sbagliata. Sì. Quindi C, questa era C. Used to have a different name. Chinese gooseberry. Ok. The coconut. Chi legge the coconut?
Married.
Yes, thank you,
The
Sarah.
coconut is actually a fruit and not a nut, and its name comes from the Spanish word for head because it resembles a human head. Coconuts are known for their great versatility as they are commonly used in cooking and frying, as well in soaps and cosmetics. The coconut also has cultural and religious significance in certain societies, particularly in India, where it is used in Hindu rituals. Coconuts are distinct from other fruits because of the large quantity of water they contain, and when immature, they are harvested for their potable coconut water, which is a good source of vitamin C, riboflavin, and calcium, but is very high in sodium.
Ok, quindi, which fruit gets its name from a European language? Coconut, che vuol dire testa in spagnolo. Which fruit is connected to a belief system? In the Hindi, cosa che diceva? Which fruit can be used to make a cleaning product?
Yes, because it
Kiwi.
Speak about coconut.
Soap, coconut.
Soap and cosmetics.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Which fruit is used in making alcoholic drinks? E qui allora era
the first banana.
la banana.
Banana,
Banana a questo punto. E basta. Giusto?
Yes.
Yes.
Va bene, proviamo.
Check and then, yeah.
10%, 100%, 10 out of 10. Ta-da! Okay.
But
right.
It is easier. This exercise, it seems easier.
Yes, so this is not too difficult. So maybe you can
Maria Pia,
skip.
sorry, but you can share the link to sign the presents.
I did it first, but I'll repeat it. Sorry.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, here it is. Yes, well, it didn't go so bad for being the first time. So now we know how it works and we can, try. EnglishAula.com. Go there and try by yourselves. If you have no time, I mean, if you don't have an entire hour in the quarter, you can do part 1 one day, part 2 the following day, part 3 the other day. So, in a week, you'll be able to do the entire exercise. And as usual, if you want to send me some writing to correct or whatever, you're very welcome. I'll be very happy to correct them for you. Okay. Okay, so
thank you very much.
indeed. Bye. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Nice evening. Bye.
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 Thank you. Bye.
Bye.